This is a pilot bit with the chamfers of the screw already on the bit, so you only need the one bit. Now we need to fix the door frame. We're going to do this with 2-inch 10s. Check the door frame for plumb with your spirit level. Screw it up tight with the 2-inch 10. Make sure it's nicely countersunk for filler. Now we're going to repeat at the bottom. 2 pilot holes for 2 number 2-inch 10s through to the stud work. Now we go to the other side, the handle side of the door. We're going to need to pack this frame to the stud work, and we use plastic packers that you can find in the builders merchants or DIY stores. Come in different thicknesses and different colours for thickness. So we want to put our wedges in nice and snug and put a screw right through where our wedge is. This prevents us from pulling the frame out of square. As you can see, if we close this gap, we'd pull the frame away from squareness and from parallel, and the door wouldn't fit the hole very well. When they're in nice and tight and your screws are fixed, you chop them off with a chisel. Now we've fixed our frame parallel, one last final check for measurements top and bottom to make sure it's not pulled out. Now we can take our temporary stay off. Bring the door back and try it in the hole for size. As you can see, there's a gap at the top. We're going to lift this up for carpet underneath. Now let's hinge our door. I've got a nice little block and wedge with a cutout to put our door in to keep it vertical whilst I'm working on it. Hinges 6-inch from the top, 6-inch from the bottom. You can either mark round with a pencil or you can use your craft knife. The knife cut will help you align the chisel, and the chisel will drop exactly into the knife cut line, providing your chisel sharp. First, chop the ends. Now a nice even rhythm. The sound of the rhythm will help you to know that you're tapping and cutting to the same depth. So try and listen as well as feel the rhythm of this chiseling out. Again, use the flat of the chisel with the thumb pressure over the top to keep it down. Chisel out for flat. Try and test your hinge. There we go, lovely fit. It's important when fixing your screws to ensure that they're spot on centre. Otherwise it's going to push your hinge slightly out. Then your doors start binding, your hinges will squeak, and your door won't be closing and opening properly. Now we put our door back in the door frame with the hinges open, a block of wood underneath for carpet gap, and we mark the frame to receive our hinges. Draw around the hinge and chop out to the required depth. You can chisel across the grain, diagonally, 90 degrees, a rounding cut again, helping you to flatten the bottom of the hinge rebate. Check it by eye, make sure you've got no lumps. Take off any last little lumps so that your hinge sits nice and flat. Always fix this screw first. It's the first screw when hanging or the last screw when removing a door. So the first screw in the top hinge at the bottom. As you start to tighten the screw, Lift the door, take the weight of the door to pull the hinge plate in flat. Then go to the bottom, your second screw. Then back to the top, the third screw, and so on. We're going to put just 2 screws in the hinges because the door and hinges are going to come off for painting. And then when we finally hang the door, we put all 4 screws into the frame.